Magandang buhay sa ating lahat, mga masugid kong taga-subaybay sa aking YouTube channel. Alam niyo ba kung paano mag-graph ng parabola? Ngayon, sa episode na ito, ituturo ko sa inyo ang mabilis at madaling paraan sa pagkuha ng vertex, focus, and endpoints of latus rectum. Ang mga coordinates nito ang pangunahing kailangan sa pag-graph ng isang parabola. Simulan na natin. The graph of a parabola and a quick way of getting values of vertex, focus, and endpoints of latus rectum. Please click subscribe to my YouTube channel. So balikan muna natin ang standard equation of a parabola. We have letter A, axis of symmetry is along the y-axis. So we have the formula, the square of x minus h equals 4p times the quantity of y minus k when the vertex is at hk. While the other one is x squared equals 4py when the vertex is at the origin. And we have here the graph, that one, when p is greater than 0. This one when p is less than 0. And another one is when axis of symmetry is along the x-axis. We have this, the square of y minus h equals 4p times the quantity of x minus k. When the vertex at hk and y squared equals 4px when the vertex is at the origin. So we have here the graph, sideward, going to the right when p is positive, going to the left when p is negative. Okay, example number 1. How to graph x squared minus 6x minus 12y minus 51 equals 0. First step is to determine the opening of the graph. How to get the opening of the graph is your reference is the leading variable and the term opposite to the leading variable. So we have this. Leading variable is x, it means that the graph opens upward or downward. Para makuha mo ang exact na opening ng graph, you transpose negative 12y to the other side, it became positive. It means the opening of the graph is upward. Then after that is to get the value of p. Importante ang value ng p. How to get for the value of p? Itong variable na opposite of the leading variable is y. Then the coefficient, including the sign, transpose it to the other side, became positive 12, divided by 4 is positive 3. That's the value of p. After that, when you get for the vertex, kukunin mo lahat ng variable na kapareho ng leading variable rather. Get all the terms na kapareho sa leading variable. We have x squared minus 6x equals 0. Then get the derivative. How to get the derivative? You multiply the coefficient of the variable times the exponent of the variable. So 1 times 2 is 2. That's the new coefficient. Then we copy the variable x, subtract the exponent by 1. So the new exponent is 1. Then the next term is negative 6 times the exponent 1 is negative 6. Then bakit nawala na yung variable y? Variable x, because the exponent is 0. Then x to the 0 is 1 times negative 6 is negative 6. Transpose negative 6 to the other side, it became positive 6. Divided by 2 is positive 3. Then after that, you substitute 3 to the original equation. So we have 3 squared minus 6 times 3 minus 12y minus 51 equals 0. So 3 times 3 is 9. Negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. Negative 12y transposed to the other side, it became 12y. And we have negative 51. Negative 51 plus negative 18 is negative 69. Plus 9, unlike sign, subtract. So 69 minus 9 is 16. The sign is negative. Negative 60 divide 12 is negative 5. That's the value of y. Now, the vertex became 3, negative 5. Now, for the focus, tingnan mo lang yung leading variable x. So, sa x value ay kinokopya lang for the focus. And then, for y, ina-add lang yung p value and yung y value ng vertex. So, we have negative 5 plus 3, unlike sign, so that's negative 2, at yung x ay 3. For the endpoints of the latus rectum, it's the opposite. Kung kinopya sa x for the focus, dito naman ay sa y. At how about yung endpoints of latus rectum is the x value of the vertex plus or minus twice of p. So 3 plus 6 is 9. 3 minus 6 is negative 3. So this one. At may bonus pa, yung directrix natin is kung ano ang opposite ng variable, leading variable, yun ang variable na gagamitin sa directrix. So, it's y equals negative 8. Paano naging negative 8? It's variable y, so we get the vertex value for y, then opposite of the value of p. So, negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8. We graph now. So, you make a Cartesian coordinate plane. Plot the vertex first. That's 3, negative 5 here. And then focus 3, negative 2. And then endpoints of the latus rectum is 9, negative 2. And then negative 3, negative 2. Then connect the points from the first endpoint of the latus rectum passing through the vertex, then to the other endpoint of the latus rectum to form a curve, and that is the graph of the parabola. How about directrix? Nandito yung negative 8 ng y, and that's the directrix. Okay, so let's proceed to example number 2. How about the graph of y squared plus 16x minus 2y plus 49 equals 0? So we first get the opening of the graph. Your leading variable is y, and the opposite of the variable is x. So y meaning sideward ang graph, and coefficient of 16x is positive when you transpose negative, so meaning the opening of the graph is to the left. Now for the value of p, we get the coefficient of x, which is positive 16. When you transpose is negative 16, always divide it by 4. So negative 16 divide 4 is negative 4. That's the value of p. For the vertex, same. Get all the variables, the same variable of the leading, y squared negative 2y equals 0, equate to 0. And apply derivative. 1 times 2 is 2. Then we copy the variable y. The exponent became 1 because we subtract the exponent by 1. Next term is negative 2 times the exponent, which is 1, is negative 2. Bakit nawala ng variable? Because the exponent became 0. So y to the 0 is 1. Transpose negative 2 to the other side. Positive 2 divide 2 is 1. After that, substitute 1 to the original equation. So we have 1 squared plus 16x minus 2 times 1 plus 49 equals 0. Transpose 16x to the other side, became negative 16x. 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Then plus 49 plus 1, 50. Minus 2 is 48. Divide negative 16 is negative 3. That's our vertex, negative 3, positive 1. For the focus, the leading variable is y. Sa y tayo magkokopya from the vertex. Yan. And then for the x-coordinate ay i-add natin yung value ng vertex at p. So this is h plus p. So negative 7, positive 1. For the endpoints of the latus rectum, kung kinopya natin dito ang y, dito naman ang x. Sa x. So meaning negative 7, negative 7. How about yung sa y value? The vertex plus or minus twice of P. So it became 8. So 1 minus 8 is negative 7. 1 plus 8 is 9. So we have here negative 7, 9, negative 7, negative 7. And the directrix is opposite variable of y is x. So here, x equals, the opposite variable is x. So x din ang kukunin natin, negative 3 plus the opposite sign of p. So negative 3 magiging positive 4 is positive 1. So x equals 1. Then make a Cartesian coordinate plane. Plot first the vertex, negative 3, 1, negative 3, 1 here. Negative 3, 1 is here. Okay. Then the focus, negative 7, 1 dito. Okay. And the endpoints of the latus rectum, negative 7, 9. So dito. And negative 7 dito. Then what will you do is, you connect the point from the first endpoint of the latus rectum going to the vertex, going to the other endpoint of the latus rectum to form a curve, and that's the graph of the parabola. And the directrix is x equals 1. Nandito yung x equals 1, and that's the directrix. Okay, malinaw? Okay, so another example. So, how to graph y squared minus x plus 4y plus 2 equals 0? First, the opening of the graph. The leading variable is y. Its opposite variable is x. When you transpose negative x to the other side is positive. So, the graph is to the right. Why to the right? Because the leading variable is y. For the value of p, our reference is the coefficient of x, negative 1. Transpose to the other side is positive 1. Divided by 4 is positive 1/4. That's the value of p. For the vertex, you get all the terms with the same, the leading variable. So y squared plus 4y equals 0. Then by derivative, 1 times 2 is 2. We copy the variable y, the exponent became 1. 4 times 1 is 4. The variable y mawawala because the exponent became 0. Transpose positive 4 to the other side, maging negative 4. Divide by 2 is negative 2. Then substitute negative 2 to the original equation. We have negative 2 squared minus x plus 4 times negative 2 plus 2 equals 0. Negative 2 times negative positive 4. Transpose negative x to the other side, magiging positive. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Then copy positive 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. Minus 8 is negative 2. So this is our vertex, negative 2, negative 2. How about to get for the focus? The leading variable is y. Kukopyahin natin yung y value from the vertex going to focus. Pareho yan. At how about for the x value of the focus? It's the x value of the vertex plus p. Negative 2 plus 1/4. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Plus 1, unlike sign, so negative 7 over 4. Okay? Negative 7 over 4, negative 2. For the endpoints of the latus rectum, remember, kinopya sa y, dito naman ay x. Sa x tayo magkokopya. So, negative 7 over 4, negative 7 over 4. At how about yung y value ng endpoints? It's the y value of the vertex plus or minus twice of p. What is twice of p? So, 1/4 times 2. 2 over 4 is 1 over 2. So, 1/2. So, negative 2 plus 1/2. Negative 2 plus 1/2 is negative 4. Unlike sign to 1 is negative 3 over 4. The same sign, so negative 4 plus negative 1 is negative 5 over 2. So, we have negative 3 halves, negative 5 halves. And may bonus, for the directrix, the opposite leading variable is x. So, x equals, sa x value din tayo kukuha, negative 2 plus the opposite of p. So, this became negative 1/4. So, negative 8 plus negative 1 is negative 9 over 4. Then, after that, you make a Cartesian coordinate plane. Plot the vertex, -2, -2. And then the focus, -1.75. Nandito, dito banda yan. -2 here. Endpoints of the latus rectum, -1.75. And 1 and 1/2. So dito, 1 and 1/2 dito. At -7/4 and -5/2, 2.5. So meaning dito. Okay. Then you connect from the first endpoint of the latus rectum to vertex to another latus rectum to form a curve. And that is the graph of the parabola. And the directrix, -2 and 1/4. So dito, -2 and 1/4 dyan. So that's the graph of the equation y squared minus x plus 4x plus 2 equals 0. Thank you for watching. Hope you still watch for the next video on situational problems involving parabola.